Hello, good day, everyone. So this is a continuation of the topic on um, adolescence. Now, so we have the social development during adolescence. So for the learning outcomes on social development during adolescence, so we're going to describe adolescent identity development and social influences on development. We're going to describe the changes in self-concept and identity development during adolescence. Marshall's four identity statuses. We examine changes in family relationships during adolescence, describe adolescent friendships and dating relationships as they apply to development, and explain the role that aggression, anxiety, and depression play in adolescent development. Okay, this is a classic example or classic question, no, in adolescence. I think this is not just it starts with adolescence, no, yung identity development. No, we have the identity development would comprise of identity crisis, tapos merong identity confusion, and then finally, if you're able to achieve it, there's identity achievement. Okay, this is a classic example. Who am I? No? If we're talking about identity, a well-developed identity is comprised of goals, values, and beliefs to which a person is committed. Pag sinabing committed, pananagutan mo ito. No? Ano yung goals mo, anong values mo, ano yung iyong mga beliefs. Okay? It is the awareness of the consistency in self over time and the recognition of this consistency by others. So, consistent ang ginagawa mo, yung goals mo, yung values mo, and yung beliefs mo. And then you're aware of that. And then even yung ibang tao, nakikita nila ito, yung consistency ng iyong mga ginagawa. Okay, this is according to Erickson. According to Adams and Marshall, the process of identity development is both an individual and social phenomenon. Okay, we get much of our feedback from other people. And that's how our social self, no, is developed through socialization with others. No, sa friends mo, sa family mo, if you have a romantic partner, sa mga relatives mo, even teachers. Sila ang nagbibigay sa atin ng feedback about our self. And then we also have, that's the social role. And then individual is how we internalize or how we react to this evaluation, no, ng mga taong nakapaligid sa atin. So try to remember, in middle childhood, diba? In middle childhood, the individual would tend to compare himself or herself with other people, no, in terms of sports achievement, academic achievement, even physical attractiveness. Diba? Yung mga feedback na yun, even the comparison of yourself with others, doon din, no, nabubuo yung self. Why during this period ng adolescence? Now, much of this process is assumed during adolescence when cognitive development allows for an individual to construct a theory of self. So why does this identity develop happen at this stage? Bakit hindi sa middle childhood? Bakit hindi sa early childhood? Okay, referring back to PJ, right? Sa middle childhood, we have the concrete operational stage. And then if you listen to the discussion, if it's a concrete operational stage, dapat lahat ng bagay ay nakikita nila. And then this theory of self is something abstract, correct? And if it's something abstract, it should be on the formal operational stage for a person to think about the self, which is something talaga na abstract siya. Okay. And then sabi ni Erickson then, the theory of self is based on exposure to role models and identity options. Erickson believed this period of development to be an identity crisis. Ano ba tong identity crisis na to? Is this something negative or is this something positive? Itong identity crisis, Erikson is referring to, ano lang to, period of development, no? This is a crucial turning point in which an individual must develop in one way or another, no? Anong gagawin niya? Ushering the adolescent toward growth and differentiation. So, pagdadaanan natin ito at during this time, no, pagdating ng adolescence, para towards growth and differentiation. No, palago tayo pag growth. And then habang tayo ay nag-grow, nagdi-differentiate. If you remember in middle childhood, 'di ba? Para ba? In brain development nagkakaroon ng cerebral lateralization. In middle childhood, it would start that you will know saan ka nagfo-focus, pwedeng saan ka magaling. And then this will continue in the adolescent stage. No, differentiation. Maybe magaling ka sa art, maybe magaling ka sa music. Or maybe you're good at sports or something else. No, drawing or drama or writing. Or maybe math or academics. No, yung multiple intelligence ni Gardner. So identity is formed through a process of exploring options or choices and committing to an option based upon the outcome of their exploration. So we have two important terms here. Paano nabubuo ang identity? Exploration of options or choices and then committing to an option based on the outcome of their exploration. So it's very important during the adolescent stage that you have a lot of exploration. Nana, you go out, you explore things, you try different kinds of sport, you meet different kinds of people, and then by there, you will know anong gusto mo, anong hindi mo gusto, ano yung gustong ginagawa sa'yo ng tao, ano yung ayaw na ginagawa sa'yo ng tao. And that's where you will find your values. Or if you have a good role model, pwedeng maging mo silang inspiration. Okay? So, you explore different things, and then you commit doon sa option mo, doon sa na-explore. Ito yung sinasabi ni Erikson, no? Failure to establish a well-developed sense of identity can result in identity confusion. Nasa na yun? Okay, so identity crisis, identity confusion. No, pagka yung sense of identity, no, identity, magiging kang confused. We're not just referring to yung identity confusion na related to sexual identity. No, in general, ito yun. Those experiencing identity confusion do not have a clear sense of who they are or their role in society. So, you explore, and then after exploring, meron ka mga choices, and then you commit to that. Kapag hindi pa nangyari yun, no, pwedeng sabihin na it can result to identity confusion. And if you're successful with that, that is the identity achievement. Okay, so aside from who am I, no, you also ask, why am I here? What's your role? What's your role in the society? If you do not know, no, doon ka magkakaroon ng identity confusion because you don't have a clear sense of your role in the society. Okay? Ito na rin yung more or less, no, yung sinabi ko kanina, identity versus role confusion. So when we say identity, it's defining who you are, what you value, and your direction in life. Your commitments to vocation, relationships, sexual orientation, ethnic groups, and or ideals. So, pwedeng ideas mo, about political ideas. No, meron pa tayo in the remaining slides. And then you exploration, that's the resolution of identity crisis. Now, like what I said earlier, it's better to explore and explore and explore. That's why you're asking. Not children, or no. Teenagers or adolescents would explore drinking, explore premarital sex, explore drinking, some may even explore drugs. Diba? So, ito talaga yung stage na where it all begin. Pagdating kasi, I'm not sure, no? pagdating sa middle childhood, um, as early as middle childhood, I'm not sure if they have access to like drugs or smoking kasi bawal, no? Or drinking. Okay, like, because that's part of the exploration and knowing what you like. People, places, interests. And then role confusion. Let's continue. This is the lack of direction and self-definition. So earlier psychosocial conflicts are not resolved, no? According to Eric Erickson, yung mga issues in the earlier stages, if it's not resolved, magkakaroon tayo ng problema with this, no? Role confusion. And then society restricts choices. Not all parents are permissive. Some are very protective. Religion can be restrictive. Your location can also be serve as a restriction. Kung nakatira ka sa urban, or if you live in the highlands, diba? Maraming bawal sa madaling salita. And then some are unprepared for challenges of adulthood. So it's very adulthood na agad, we're not referring to the adolescence. Kasi okay, no? This is siyempre, no, what's the next stage after adolescence? You have early adulthood, no? Mas malaki or mas malawak ang expectation sa'yo ng society. And are you prepared? No, mayroon tayong emerging adulthood or adult. May term tayo. Adulting. Tama ba? No, like when you finish your college, no? Kung nakagraduate ka na and then you start to work, parang ang next problem mo is, example, no? You have to help your family. Sinasabi nila toxic Filipino culture, no? Tutulong ka sa bahay, magbabayad ka ng bills. You do not have that in adolescence. Kasi aaral ka lang. And then you explore your identity. Okay. Psychosocial development. So we have identity development. Identity is developing rather than forming. No? Kanina pa natin ito nababanggit. We have self-concept. No, self-awareness. It's based on beliefs, values, opinions, and thoughts. Now, some adolescents would adopt the values and roles that their parents expect for them. Parang yung iba ayaw na mag-isip. Gusto, kagaya ng nanay niya, kagaya ng tatay niya, or maybe kagaya ng tito ko. Kung teacher nanay ko, siguro ganun, magiging teacher na lang din ako. Kung police yung tatay ko, siguro ganun. Magpupulis na lang din ako, or kaya sundalo. Okay. Other teens naman, they would develop identities that are in opposition to their parents. No, hindi kagaya sa parents, parang against sila. But, kanino? Align with peer groups. Try to think of your own. When you are in this early stages, okay, I used to interview incoming freshmen, no? And then I would ask them, bakit ka nandito? Why are you taking this course? And then they would tell me, kasi it's their friends. No, kasi during high school, they want to be together in the same school, in the same course. Paano kapag yung isa bumagsak, hindi Kaya ang laking ang sama ng loob kapag hindi nakapasok sa school or sa entrance test, tapos nakapasok yung mga friends niya. Parang nawawalan sila ng gana sometimes, no? To continue their studies. Kasi it would also be anxiety-provoking to enter a university or college na mag-isa ka lang. Wala kang kakilala, wala kang kasamang friends. Right? Sorry. I'm not sure with your cases. Pero some adolescents would really want na magkakasama sila. Okay. Why is this common? This is common as peer relationships become a central focus in adolescents' lives. No, mas nagiging malamang na yung influence ng peers kesa sa mga parents pagdating dito. And then we have possible and ideal selves. Sometimes you have a idea of what you want to be, right? It could be a possibility, but not always it can happen in reality. Okay. So next, we have self-esteem in adolescence. Self-esteem continues to gain new dimensions. Where do you get your um, self-esteem? No, if you are cared for by your parents, if you have a good interpersonal relationship with your peers, diba yung mga ganyan, and then accepted ka, so may mga friends ka, ganyan. So you have close friendships, pwedeng you have romantic appeal. Example, no? It's common during this stage, high school, senior high school, na you get a boost of self-esteem. If you have close friends, that's very important na meron kaibigan. Kasi that would help you, no? During middle childhood, that's from 6 to 11. Friendship is also important. No, meron kang kaibigan na you start with that stage. And then here, pagdating adolescence, no, 12, pataas yung the puberty stage. Meron kang mga friends, no, to help you. And then you have that romantic appeal. You want to be romantically appealing, like to the opposite sex. And then job competence, your ability to hold a job, to maintain a job. No, some would do part-time jobs. Yung iba, no, pagka summer, like in passing, they have specs. May mga student who are hired na tumutulong, or maybe some are online into online business. No, job competencies. Meron ka ng skills na napapractice. So it generally rises but drops temporarily at school transition. Kaya napaka-importante na meron kang mga friends kasi sila yung support group mo and even your family. And parenting style also affects the quality and stability of self-esteem. How can the parenting style affect the quality and stability of self-esteem? Ganito na lang, no? Positive or negative, it has an impact on a person. Kapag ka nanggagaling ang mga negative sa mismo mga parents natin, napakalaking dagok nun sa ating self-esteem kasi if there's one thing that we want to impress, that's our parents because we want to be seen. Maybe gusto nila nakikita tayo na mature tayo, magaling tayo, ganyan. Then we always look up to them no na gusto natin na gusto tayo ng mga parents. Ano ba itong parenting style? Permissive, authoritarian, diba? Authoritative, yung mga control, diba? So, parang ganyan. Paano kung if you belong to a parent na masyado maraming bawal? Yung mga friends mo nakakagala, ikaw hindi ka papaya. Okay, something like that. Okay, let's continue with this identity development. No? Let's talk about Marsha's identity statuses. Okay, I already introduced exploration and commitment doon sa unang-unang slides. Okay, so let's talk about muna the other dimensions of identity. Now, ano ba itong meron tayong tinatawag na religious identity, which can be the influence of the family or if you're questioning. No, pwedeng kung ang kinamulatan mo ay Catholic, no, ginaya mo lang yung mga parents mo, or pwede ka rin naman mag-explore sa iba. Here, because in the cognitive development, if you're right, adolescents are already capable of abstract thinking, and religion is something abstract. Right? Tama ba? So we try to question the presence. May God ba talaga? Do I go to hell? Do I go to heaven? Diba, heaven and hell are something abstract. Pero pagka sa bata yan, siguro, pag sinabing heaven, nandun ka lang sa clouds, nandun ka lang sa langit. But they will not understand what is the meaning of that. Okay? And then we have political identity. Social issues, if you participate in that. The youth tend to be more liberal views than their parents. Kasi pagka mga parents natin, they may be conservative. Social issues, like right now, we have a national election by May next year. So either you participate with that, you share on your FB, ano yung stand ninyo, makabongbong ba kayo, makalini ba kayo, or deadma, neutral, who do you support, di ba? And then, you have vocational identity. Yung mga ibang teenagers, they do part-time jobs. They don't prepare for full-time. Okay, part-time teen jobs don't prepare for full-time future career. So, having a part-time job is beneficial. No, halimbawa, have you experienced na crew sa Jollibee or McDonald's? That's very hard, no? Taking orders. Tapos tatandaan mo lahat ng mga in-order niya. So, what's your reason for having a part-time job? Para lang magkaroon ka ng extra money kasi working students ka, or some are nasa call center, no? Panggabi sila, experience na nila, may tatawag, may what's that, chat messages. I'm not sure kung saang campaign ka mapupunta, no? Or what kind of client do you have if you are in a call center. But then if you enjoy being in a call center, pwedeng maging yan na yung future jobs mo. Or if you are in psychology, like what you are now, maybe you become a HR manager, diba? In a call center, pwede rin naman yan. Okay, we have ethnic identity. Having finding this is unexplored, or though you're searching and then your achievement, mahirap kasi example if you're yung ethnic identity mo, because this is prepared in this is a Western material. So ethnic identity, are you Mexican, Latin, are you, diba sa Amerika, meron silang mga ethnic group, minority, majority, diba? So are you going to be an Asian American or Black American? Diba? Ganyan yung mga identity nila. Especially for Asian American, are you going to follow your culture or yung Western culture? And then gender identity, this is a self-perception on a spectrum. Mamaya pag-uusapan. Okay, let's go to James Marsh's 4 identity statuses. Okay, wait lang. Where is the pen? Or highlighter. So here we have commitment and then we have exploration. So itong nasa taas, this is high commitment, this is low commitment. This is high exploration, this is low exploration. Okay, so let's start. So Marsha described identity formation during adolescence as involving both decision points with commitment, no? With respect to ideology. Saan ba galing itong mga commitment ko? Balik ka rito sa dimensions of identity, no? Pwedeng religion, politics, occupation, no? Like choosing sino iboboto mo, choosing your religion, or so choosing your career. Vocational identity. So we have identity achievement, identity moratorium, identity foreclosure, and identity diffusion. Okay, let's start with identity foreclosure. Okay, identity foreclosure occurs when an individual commits to an identity. Pag sinabing commits, mataas yung commitment niya, pero mababa ang kanyang exploration options. Nung nag-commit na siya agad, hindi man lang siya nag-explore. Example, pinakasalan mo na agad yung high school sweetheart mo. Kasi hindi ka na nag-explore ng ibang boyfriend or girlfriend. Or nabuntis ka na agad, bigla ka nang naging parents agad. Or nakulong ka, no, hindi ka na nakapag-explore. So there's low exploration, but there's high commitment. Kasi pananagutan mo kung nakabundis ka, pananagutan mo kung may nagawa kang crime, ikaw ay makukulong. Okay? Next, we have identity diffusion. This occurs when adolescents neither explore, no, low na siya sa commitment, low pa siya sa exploration, hindi na nga siya nag-commit, hindi pa rin siya nag-explore. Diba? This is very hard. No, if you're going to explore, no, if you in this chart, siguro wag kang mapupunta dito sa identity diffusion kasi low exploration ka na, hindi ka pa nag-commit. So, anong nangyayari sa'yo? Diba? Parang ito yung magkakaroon ka ng confusion. And then, let's go to the dun sa top. No, moratorium naman, this one. Identity moratorium, this may sound negative, but actually this is not negative. Moratorium is a state in which adolescents are actively exploring fear. It's high in exploration, no? You tried singing, you tried art, you tried sport. You're actively exploring options but have not yet made commitment. So this is okay. No identity moratorium. So maybe pagdating sa religion, maybe you have explored other religion, you have explored other political identity, you have explored vocational identity, and maybe you have explored gender identity. No, nakipag-partner ka sa girl, boy, bakla, tomboy, but then you have not yet committed to anything. Hindi pa final. And then, pag sinabing identity achievement, it occurs when individuals have explored different options, ang dami niya ring exploration, and made an identity commitment. Okay, finally, I want to be a psychologist, I want to be a doctor, I want to be a psychometrician, I want to be an HR manager, I want to be a teacher. After exploration, several things. Okay. And then finally, yun nga, no? Identity achievement. You are high in commitment. Finally, you said this is what I'm going to do. So this will be my identity. Okay. Any question? I hope this one is clear. Next, we have identity development in terms of gender identity. So we have sex versus gender. I think this one is already, I think we already know this. When we refer to sex, that's a biological, no? Kung ano yung pagkapanganak sa'yo, yung nilalagay sa birth certificate, that's your sex. Kung ano yung sex mo pagkapanganak. And then gender is a social construct. Ibig sabihin si society ang nagbigay nitong idea na to na gender. Because you can be biologically male, but you feel that your gender is female. Okay? Then we have this term cisgender. They identify with birth. Sex as gender. So kung babae kang pinanganak, babae ka. Okay? Kasi merong iba na itong transgender. Yung gender identity nila differs from birth sex. So pwedeng pinanganak silang lalaki. Pero feel nila na sila ay babae. Meron din gender queer. This is a gender identity that does not conform to conventional gender distinction or non-binary. So this is neither male or female. Okay, gender expression naman, this is largely based on social expectation. Pag sinabi expression, how do you express yourself? More masculine ka ba? Or more feminine? You got this by your interaction, clothing, and behavior. This is the outward, no? Yung expression na gumagamit ka ng damit, yung accessories, and like your behavior, your movements, or how you interact, or even how you speak. And then sexual orientation, this is a separate construct from gender identity. Identity is something cognitive. Sexual orientation would be something referring to your attraction, or maybe think about your yung puso mo, no? So it denotes emotional or sexual attraction. So if you're a girl, you're attracted to a boy. If you're a boy, you're attracted to a girl. Or if you're a boy, you're attracted to kapwa boy. Okay? So this is the identity spectrum. So if you're referring to sex, we have female and male. Kung nandun ka sa gitna, you're the intersex. Pag sinabing intersex, meron tong mga hermaphrodite, yung pagkapanganak sa kanila, they have the characteristics of both female at saka male. Like for example, itsura niya, outwardly, female siya, yung body niya, but meron siyang undescended testis. Or yung iba, male ang itsura niya pero merong uterus. I think meron yan sa Jessica Soho. Gender identity, no? How do you identify yourself? You're a woman or you're a man. Nasa gitna, it's a gender queer. And then gender expression, we have more feminine ka ba, more masculine ka ba, or you are nandun sa gitna, androgynous. No, na maybe you like to wear, maybe you're not into, if you're a female, maybe you're not into wearing skirts, maybe jeans, white shirt, yung jeans mo, yung fashion style mo, iba mas more nandun sa androgynous. But you can be, yung gender expression mo, pwedeng, halimbawa, nandun ka sa more masculine, pero your gender identity is women, babae, and then your sex mo is female, and then your sexual orientation is also, you're attracted to male. Pwede rin kasi, no, like, maybe, di ba, there are some women na pulis, sundalo. Diba, some maybe baka isipin mo tomboy. Siguro maybe kilos tomboy, pero babae. Gusto ay lalaki. Okay? Pwede yan na mix. And then sexual orientation, are you attracted to male or you're attracted to female? Pag nasa gitna ka, you're a bisexual, pansexual, or asexual. Asexual, wala kang attraction, no? Wala kang interest sa sex. No romantic. Hindi, sabi kasi pagka sexual, pwede magkaroon ng romantic pero hindi ka interested sa sex. Pansexual kahit sino. Bisexual, babae, or lalaki. That's your identity development. Okay, so here, this is heterosexual, this is homo. Sexual in terms of sexual orientation. Okay, let's go to understanding social development during adolescence. Okay, understanding social development during adolescence. So we have the social changes. So let's talk about here, no, shift in influence from parents to peers. Early childhood, middle childhood, more or less may influence yan ng teacher. Diba pagka sa, early childhood, no? Pag medyo bata pa, ikaw ang parents, no, ang sentro ng buhay ng mga bata. Pero pag pumasok na sa school, biglang mariringgan mo, si teacher na. And then pagdating sa middle childhood, ito na si peers, pero nandun pa rin si influence din. Parents, hanggang sa magpunta sila ditong sa adolescent stage. So, unti-unti, no, nagkakaroon ng shift in influence. Mas lumalamang si peers. Mas nagiging importante ang sinasabi ng mga peers, no, during this time. Okay, although peers take on greater importance during adolescence, important nga sila. Family relationships remain important too. Importante pa rin. Mga parents kasi manghihingi tayo ng baon sa kanila, di ba? Right? So one of the key changes during adolescence involves a renegotiation of parent-child relationship. Anong nangyayari? As adolescents strive for more independence and autonomy during this time, different aspects of parenting became more salient. Okay, maybe I hear several complaints from bata in this adolescent, no? In this stage, hindi sila maintindihan ng parents nila. Ang daming bawal sumagot, bawal mga tuwiran, no? Ayan ang mga reklamo kadalasan. Okay, example, paano nangyayari yung parent-child relationship changes or yung mga parenting style? Parents' distal supervision and monitoring become more important as adolescents spend more time away from parents and in the presence of peers. Ang gusto nila, Mama, Daddy, pahingi ako ng allowance, lalabas ako. Mamamasyal kami ng mga friends. Pero, siguro parents nag-worry, no, gusto kasama yung mga anak, imo-monitor. No, walang autonomy. May chaperon. Ayaw yun ng mga adolescents. Parang gusto na adolescents, magkaroon ng tiwala yung mga parents sa kanila na wala silang gagawin na masama. Ang parents naman iisipin, no, kung anong gawin nitong masama. That's why I have to monitor them, maya't maya. So, there's a struggle. Si adolescents gusto maging independent, gusto maging autonomous. Siguro yung iba gusto na lumayas ng bahay sa sobrang dami ng mga restrictions. Hindi mo naman pwedeng gawin yun kasi wala ka pang trabaho. Kaya mo na bang mag-upa, mag-isa? So habang nandun tayo sa putar na atin talaga mga magulang, unless kaya mong bumukod, susunod talaga tayo. Pero sana, no, yung mga parents, kaya dapat no, mga parents, sobrang dasal. Sobrang dasal, walang mangyayari, hindi mapapahamak ang mga anak. Habang hindi nila nakikita. Kasi syempre, ang taas rin ng worry ng parents, especially if you have a child at this age. Yun siguro yung lagi nilang sinasabi, no? You will not understand yung viewpoint ng parents unless ikaw ay naging ka ring parent. Okay? Pag sinabing distal supervision, sana siguro wish ng mga bata, ng mga adolescents, sana pabayaan na lang ako ng, siguro ganito, no? Gusto ko nandiyan ng nanay ko pag kailangan ko siya. Ready siyang tutulong sa akin, ready siyang susupport sa akin. Pag kailangan ko siya, sana lagi siyang nandun. Ganun. Pero pagka hindi ko siya kailangan, dapat hindi siya mag-aapi. Pabayaan niya ako. I want my autonomy. I want my independence. But in case I need my parents, nakasupport si parents. Okay. Parental monitoring encompasses a wide range of behaviors such as parents' attempts to set rules and know their adolescents' friends. Sino kaibigan mo? Sino kasama mo lumabas? May curfew ka? Diba? Activities. Maraming bawal. Kailangan magte-text ka kung nasaan ka. Diba? And in addition to adolescents' willingness to disclose information to their parents, dapat ba lahat kailangan sabihin sa parents? What about my privacy? What about my independence and autonomy? So, diyan nagkakaroon ng conflict. And then, meron tayong term na psychological control, which involves manipulation and intrusion into adolescents' emotional and cognitive world through invalidating adolescents' feeling. Ito, no, kadalasan maybe, kinokontrol tayo ng ating mga parents, ini-invalidate mga feelings ng mga adolescents. Tapos, ipipressure tayo na, hindi ganito, no, parang gusto gagayahin natin sila. Or i-compare yung nangyari nung bata ako ganito. Magkaiba ng generation. So, that's a psychological control. No, minamanipulate ka. And then, intrusion, no, nang hindi alam. Ayaw ng mga adolescents na sila ay pinapakialaman. Pero, pag nagka-problema sila, tatakbo sila dun sa parents. Pag nangailangan sila ng pera, tatakbo sila sa parents. Okay, this is problematic sa adolescents adjustment. Okay, let's go to peer relationship. We have homophily. No, sabi, birds of a feather flock together. Importante ang friendship. They spend more time with their peers and less time with their families. Okay, and then, hindi naman lagi, no? Excuse me, hindi naman sa tuwing lumalabas kayo with your friends, hindi kasama ang parents. So, these are unsupervised. So, adolescents' notion of friendship increasingly focus on intimate exchanges of thoughts and feelings. Bakit may involving nanay or tatay mo? Pinag-usapan natin yung crush natin, pinansin ba tayo, hindi ka nakasilay, di ba yung mga ganyan? Sinong type mo, sino gusto mo, right? O ano nangyayari din? Kaya lang siguro yung mga parents, baka gusto nila maging involved sa ganung mga usapan. Pero syempre, yung mga anak nila, hindi sila isasama. Unless, you're very open with your parents. Okay? During adolescence, peer groups evolve from primarily single sex to mixed sex. So, pwedeng initially mga kasamang babae, tapos biglang magkakaroon ka rin ng barkada ng mga lalaki. But then think of it if you came from an exclusive school for girls or exclusive school for boys. Diba? Siguro dun sa mga kapitbahay mo, dun ka magkakaroon ng mga ibang friends na mixed sex. Okay, adolescents within a peer group tend to be similar to one another in behavior and attitudes, which has been explained as being a function of homophily. Ito yun, ano? They choose to spend time together and influence. Adolescents who spend time together shape each other's behavior and attitudes. Kung sino yung kaya nga, tell me who your friends are and I'll tell you who you are. Ganyan. So, it's better that we choose friends siguro, no, na i-approve ng ating mga parents. That's why if you have friends who engage in drinking, in smoking, or maybe drugs, that's something negative. So pili tayo, halimbawa, if you have interest in reading, in art. Kaya lang right now, if it's pandemic, you are stuck with like your high school friends or kapitbahay. Unless you try to engage in meeting other people. O kaya, no, like right now, no, kung ginugroup ko kayo, more or less, no, kung naka-block section kayo at alphabetical ang groupings, sila yung magiging mga ka-group mo. Kaya lang, minsan, yung friends mo, no, nandun sa ibang group. Okay, meron tayong tinatawag na deviant peer contagion. This is the process by which peers reinforce problem behavior by laughing or showing other signs of approval that then increase the likelihood of future problem behavior. No, ito yun, no? Negative peer pressure. No, example, usually, no, kapag halimbawa, sa drink, first time mong iinom, ay ayaw mo uminom, tapos i-encourage ka. Tapos kapag tinry mo na uminom, palakpakan sila. No, tapos parang good ka na sa kanila, no? Merong acceptance. So, ang mangyayari, pwede mag-increase yung behavior mo. Kasi parang napasaya mo sila dahil uminom ka. Pwede mag-increase yung behavior mo na sasama ka sa kanila na iinom kayo. Kasi may approval na galing sa kanila. And that could be problematic. Pwedeng ganyan. Okay. Peers can serve both positive and negative functions during adolescence. Negative peer pressure can lead adolescents to make riskier decisions or engage in more problematic behavior than they would alone or in the presence of their family. No, yung iba may mga nagde-dare sila. Ano halimbawa, I'm not sure, pagka sa mga movie, yung iba nagde-dare na mag-shoplift. Right? Hindi mo naman yan gagawin kapag ikaw ay mag-isa. No, commit crimes when they're with their friends. However, peers also serve as an important source of social support and companionship during adolescence. That's why it's very important that you have friends. Support system natin sila. And sana mag-continue hanggang college and even after you graduate. Tapos, di ba, pagka magpapakasal ka, if ever, pagdating dun sa next stage ni Erickson, intimacy, no, yung mga friends mo during adolescence, sila yung bridesmaid mo, may honor, ninong-ninang. No, pagka nagkanakan, ninong-ninang sila ng mga anak mo, sila rin. Ikaw ang kukunin ninong-ninang ng mga anak nila. Okay, sabi, positive peer relationships are happier and better adjusted than those who are socially isolated or have conflictual peer relationship. Okay.